Good afternoon. It's once again Friday, 5:30 in the p.m., and this is your host for the next 25 minutes of Hotline 21, the most interactive television show that I know anything at all about. It is always a pleasure to be with you, our viewing audience, and quite frankly, I must admit that I look forward to it. You know, it's kind of cold outside, but of course, this is Chicago, the city of the big shoulders, the Windy City, as some people would call it. So, being cold is no big deal to us. We are accustomed this time of year to the climate changing. And if anybody don't believe that the climate changes, and if there's anybody who's not looking for global warming this time of year in Chicago and other places throughout the Midwest, then they're just not looking. But we take what comes. We take it as it is. There isn't much we can do about it. Some of us play this song, I gotta go to work, but baby, it's cold outside. My mama will be worried, but baby, it's cold out there. And so it gets a little bit cold. But Chicago's the city that never sleeps. We just keep moving, we keep working, and we keep interacting. As a matter of fact, I've got a telephone call already, even as we begin to get started. So I'm going to go right to the telephone and see who we've got. Caller, are you there?
Yeah, how you doing, Congressman Davis?
James, I am fine. How are you?
Okay, I just want to say, give my condolences to the Bush family. I don't know if this is true or not. Now, Donald Trump, he went to George Bush funeral, but he didn't go to the White funeral. I don't get it. I give my condolences to the president, Congressman Davis.
Well, we certainly, revere those individuals who have charged with the responsibility of leading our nation. And of course, the Bush family have been involved in public activity and public affairs for a long time. President Bush served the country. Those who agree with him would say that he served it exceptionally well. Those who have some reservations will agree with some parts of his reign, if you will, and disagree. But that's what makes our country what it is. You can agree, you can disagree, you can like, you can dislike, but we generally operate with a level of what is called civility. And there are many people who would say that we're missing some of that civility with the current president. And I agree with them.
And you have a good weekend. And Congressman Davis.
Yes, sir.
When you going to have another a Christmas party?
Well, I'm going to have our Christmas party is going to be Thursday, December the 20th at the Columbus Park Fieldhouse at 500 South Central.
Okay, I know where that at.
You know where it's at? Well, we'll be having a gigantic Christmas party. Everybody is welcome. Plenty of food, plenty of drink, entertainment, camaraderie, and so we welcome everybody to our Christmas party on December the 20th.
Cause I think it's not too far when you had the back to school parade. I think it's not too far from there.
That's right. You are so correct, and thank you so very much. And
Okay, have a
thank
good
you
weekend,
for
Cousin
calling.
Davis. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, we are always excited when it gets close to Christmas. Those people who can sing, they start humming, chestnuts roasting on an open fire and Jack Frost kind of nipping at your nose. Yuletide songs being sung by a choir. Children dressed up like Eskimos. And then the blues guys do it a little differently. Merry Christmas, baby. You sure did treat me nice. You bought me a high fidelity set for Christmas. Now I'm living in paradise. Yeah. And all the folks do it a little jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, dashing through the snow. So everybody got Silent Night, Holy Night. So there's a way to express your feeling about Christmas. Santa Claus came down the chimney about 3:30. Look at all these presents he left for me. So Christmas is a great time. It's a great time of the year. It's a great time to be merry. It's a great time to be thankful. It's a great time to be jolly. And it's a great time to interact with neighbors, friends, and loved ones. So it's just a good time. It is indeed. But there are all kind of other things that go on and take place, and I believe we've got a caller calling in. Why don't I go right to the telephone and see what our caller has to say?
Come on to the telephone there, Mr. Davis.
Yes, how are you?
How you doing there? Happy holiday. This is Mrs. Tenuta over here.
Well, Mrs. Januta, it is a pleasure indeed.
I'm so sorry I missed the opportunity of meeting you the night of Uncle Louis Tenuta funeral, but I was in Las Vegas at that time. He passed away out there on August 1st, and we were out there August 1st, and there he was. There was no way to get back in time.
Well, let me tell you, he was a great soul. He was a great part of our community.
Our whole family loves you. It was just an honor for you to be there. We wanted to tell you happy holidays to you and all of yours. I am working at a restaurant called Dino's on Higgins in Harlem, and I work every Wednesday night. And if you and your wife would get to take a ride out there, I'm there from 3:30 to 9 at Dino's restaurant on Higgins Avenue. I would like to buy you and your wife dinner. I got pizza, I got lasagna, I got meatballs, I got sausage, I got everything you need, hot, warm bread, and I would like to buy you dinner.
Sounds like a great Italian restaurant, and I'll look forward to being there.
Danny, you go on and pull it up on the reviews. You will see me with 26 reviews. They've been in the business 50 years.
All right. Well, I've written it down. It's at Higgins and Harlem.
Right, Dino's, like Dino the dinosaur. Yes, sirree. You come in there and I might even buy you a glass of Chianti.
All right. I'm going to look forward to it. And I'm going to make it my business to come.
Wednesday night, I am there. Paula, at your side.
All right.
Let's talk a little politics. Well, I guess we got a new governor, huh, Mr. Pritzker?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, and then we got our beautiful Periwinkle coming from behind up to the mayoral candidate there. That looked pretty good.
Well, yeah, we got 21 people who...
Oh, they love her. She had the more papers than anybody over there. She need $2 to bring her papers in, bless her little heart.
Well, we got 21 people who filed to run for mayor.
That's okay.
And there are 200 and something people who filed to run for the city council.
That's okay.
So I am hoping that people will actually come out and vote in droves.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But you know, we really hold our elections at the wrong time of the year.
right.
I don't know why we have an election in February. I mean,
Right.
when it's cold, a lot of people
Yeah.
are going to stay at home, unfortunately, and say,
Well, you
it's too
better get
cold
out
to go
there and
out.
vote so you got some heat in your house.
Yep, so maybe we'll get around to somebody changing the date for that election, and we'll
That's
have
right.
it when the weather.
I see you'll still be around for a couple more years, huh?
Well, that sounds like it's true, and I want to thank actually the voters for.
Yes, sir. Well, you better thank me. I'm one of your voters. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Well, they extended my contract for 2 years, and I'm excited about
You're
it.
like a football player. You got a 2-year more contract, hey?
Well, we hope that we can score some touchdowns for
You
the
sure
people.
will. We all got our faith in you, Danny Davis. You're the best. You hear?
Thank you so much. It's
All
a
right,
pleasure.
You come and eat that spaghetti now every Wednesday night. Don't you forget now.
All right. I'm
Have a
making it my
blessed day.
business.
Beautiful holiday to you and all your callers, all of them.
Thank
Steve,
you.
Ray, everybody.
All right. Well,
Good night,
hey,
y'all. Love you.
we love you back, and thank you so much. You know, people are so good and kind, and these Christmas things and spirits and gifts. And, you know, we used to say when I was a kid that all I need to make me happy is 2 little boys to call me Pappy. One I would name Biscuit, and the other one I would name Gravy. And then I would teach them how to eat like a baby. Well, you know, Christmas, children, Yuletime, everything going good. We've had a lot of conversation about our president having passed away and how politicians and other people reacted and responded. But I guess we are looking for a new season. Illinois will get a new governor, and I hope that our new governor will fulfill many of the campaign promises that he made. You know, it's not easy governing a whole state, and it's not easy governing a whole country. Somebody have to make decisions, and you have to try and make sure that those decisions are as fair as they can be, and make sure that they are fair to all of the people, and you try and incorporate the thinking into decision making of as many people as you can. And so I'm looking forward. Certainly I'm looking forward. I have several funerals tomorrow. Actually, I have 3 funerals that I'm going to try and attend. And I want to thank people for inviting or asking or letting me know that their loved ones have passed away. There's one Monday I will not be able to attend. Reverend James Bass is almost 100 years old, and his funeral is going to be Monday morning, I won't be able to attend that funeral because I've got to go back to Washington on Monday. We missed a whole week of not being there. So I don't want to miss any of next week. But also on Sunday, I am looking forward to celebrating with the friends of Tim Black, who is 100 years old. Tim's having a birthday celebration on Sunday, he will be celebrating his 100th birthday. And he is one of the most notable citizens of our city. He has written about Chicago, several books, and I want to wish Tim a happy 100th birthday. I did attend a funeral last Saturday of a lady who was 101, Miss Asame Stanneback, whose grandson is the pastor of one of our churches in the Austin area, New Mount Vernon. And she was 101 when she passed away last week. And we just had a wonderful, wonderful time remembering some of her exploits and remembering the great work that she did. I recall that she was a member of the board of directors of the Miles Square Health Center when I worked there. And sometimes we would meet till 12 and 1 o'clock at night, and she would be there until the meeting ended. Then she would go home and have to catch a bus and go to work the next morning at 6 o'clock. That was some kind of real dedication. And it's really people like her who help build these institutions. The Mile Square is right down the street from where we are right now. And it started in a 2-story house. And if you look at it today, sitting there on Roosevelt Road and Wood Street, it would be hard to imagine that this institution grew from a 2-flat, where it started, into what it is today. And as a matter of fact, I get my health care there because it's the place that I come to get my health care. And, it's been good to me. And I guess it could be good to a lot of other people. I'm still alive, and my doctors say that I'm relatively healthy. And when I fill out the forms about my state of health, I say fairly good. And so I think they've done exceptionally well. So I want to give a shout out to all of the federally qualified health centers in the Chicagoland community and say that they do an exceptional job, and we're delighted to have them. Let me go to the phone and take another call. Caller, are you there?
Congratulations, and I admire you for all that you have done. And we were just, a group and myself was just talking about all the great time we had at Human Resource. We were all over the city, in all areas, north side, south side, east side, west side. We were out there. And when you speak about Reverend Bass, we had so many wonderful ministers with Human Resource and Human Service. I hope I live a little bit longer to see some of this stuff revised, because this is what we're missing in this city. And we could put a stop to all the publicity that the media make their money off of, and it's not good. And we would have put a stop to this. And congratulations to you, and you continue on with life. You and your wife, may the best be the best for you all on that great west side. And thank you.
Well, thank you very much. People who've been involved are a little different. Like, there are a lot of people who sort of sit back and they're cynical, and they talk about what does not happen and what society has not done. But those who on the front lines, those who've been, a reporter was asking me today, says, you know, we got all these young people who are running for the city council. What do you think about it? I says, you know, I really think it is wonderful. He says, well, what difference do you think they'll make? And I said, if they go out and knock on people's doors and engage people and tell people what their platforms and programs are, they are going to be successful. They're going to be victorious. But if they don't do that, they're not going to win. Because in order to win, you got to, first of all, think you're going to win. If you don't think you're going to win, chances are you won't. And so if you're willing to sacrifice, go out, knock on doors, even though it's cold, even though the weather is not good. But if you give to the citizens the best that you have, the citizens will give back to you. If you work hard at something, you'll see the results. There are a lot of little things that people say, like the people that we glorify today once were just like you and I. But they, while their companions rested, were toiling upwards into the night. Whatever they have attained was not won by instant flight. And so if you're working while others are sleeping, chances are you're going to be at the finish line before they get there. And so I just admonish people to be as positive about life. You know, I say it this way. I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. However, I begged at evening time when I counted my scanty store. But I found that life is a just employer. He gives you what you ask. But once you have set the wages, then you must bear the task. I worked for a menial hire, a penny, only to learn dismayed that whatever price I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid. Whatever you put into it, that is exactly what you will get out of it. If you give a little, you'll only get a little. You give a lot, and you get a lot. Open up your hands. Open up your heart. If your hands are closed, nothing can come in. Nothing will go out. And so life is really worth living as we make it that. Don't blame others for your own shortcomings. If there's something that you want to accomplish and you don't achieve it, just put a little more effort to it. Put a little more work into it. Give a little bit more. You got to give a little, take a little. That's the story of. That's the glory of. That's the story of life. And that's the story of living. Live as though you are to die tomorrow, but prepare as if you're going to live 1,000 years. My father used to say that to us, and we thought he was being contradictory. But the older we got, the more he understood. Well, it's that time of day. It's been a great Friday. You have a wonderful weekend and a greater week next week. And I'll look forward to seeing you next Friday.